この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. It's kind of been a while. I'm really sorry about that. Shoutouts to, well, there was already a shout out to, but shoutouts to Grace Janos for not so subtly reminding me, like, hey, where's Ginga? All right, you're right. It's been way too long, and I'm sorry. No excuse. So let's watch some Ginga. Last couple of episodes of Ginga, some big things happened. We ended off at the end of the Free Planets Alliance. That's kind of a big thing when one of the major political parties in our universe is now just like gone. And that means that there's no real formal governed entity that can stand up against the Empire. Nope. Reinhardt has basically succeeded in his goal of taking the galaxy, taking the universe. He's done what he wanted to do. Fuck. Bukok. It was 2 episodes ago, but it's still having rippling effects. Bukok made his last stand, and instead of, while he was given the option to accept his defeat, he did not. He and the other officers on board, they made a toast to democracy, a toast to the Alliance, and died with honor, I guess. Now Reinhardt is on his way toward Heinesen. Or no, wait, no, we've already gotten to Heinesen, because Reinhardt got really angry about the people who assassinated Labello, calling them traitors, and executed them. And there were also like a bunch of lower level Alliance bureaucrat people who weren't allowed into major powerful anything, but they refused to hand over information and goodies. So he was like, hey, they're pretty cool. I wonder why they never got promoted into positions of actual power. Then maybe the Alliance could have done better. In any case, Free Planets Alliance is gone. As far as keeping stock of other characters, Young and folks are on Iserlohn. They just had a period of mourning for Bukok, which was a good idea. Shenkop knows that Katarosa is his daughter. I think most people know that at this point. Julian thinks she's cute. He's not wrong. We still haven't analyzed like the data that they brought back from Earth and from the Earth cult. Maybe there'll be something super useful in there. I don't know. In any case, I feel like Young is kind of cornered. Like, he's okay for now. He's got, what is it? Is it Alfasiel that's nearby? That's helping him? And he's got control over Iserlohn. But he doesn't have any, like, backup, you know? If shit goes wrong, there's nobody to count on to swoop in and save the day. There's no Han Solo at the end to draw Darth Vader away, you know? The Empire is here. So, lots of things happening. Lots of things still to happen, I'm sure. Let's see what's going to happen. I've got episode 74 up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will, as usual, be multiple versions of this reaction video. Picture-in-picture versions with the video up there will be in the description down there. Timer-based version on YouTube with discussion at the end. Beep beep timer at the beginning. Beep beep timer goes here. New Imperial Calendar. Oh, that was fast. People aren't gonna. Yeah. Could be a tarp. Not a bad thought, Ryan Tall. I would happily step into your place. Okay. Fair enough. Right and left hands. But I like battle. Yeah, this is personal. Battle of Greats. Hmm. Corner himself. Exactly. That's it's always a risk. You might have a way. Might have a plan. Okay, we're gonna postpone. Which is fair. Yeah, but the actuality is a bit scarier. Go along with it. Okay. Maybe you don't have a choice. Ooh. It's an interesting position given the near religious zealotry that the Democrats have used before. Want to see that scene again. 605 Y Yangry. True. Then he doesn't have ultimate power. Yukok does. But he still has the military might that he needs. That would have been good. Oh. Is she now? Why is she doing that? Hi. You're cute. Hi, Dad. Been a while. She doesn't know, does she? Okay. It's a solid lie. There we go. But still not telling the actual truth. Oh, okay, she knows. Never mind. Kind of a cop out. Right. Right. I have no reason to treat you as a father. Cool. She's quick. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah. Yeah, but then... Yeah, because he's not, like, a leader in that way. Okay. So we'll keep thinking about that. Do you? Better yet, she was free. Oh, Shenkop. What a great line. Oh, that's amazing. Still not middle-aged. Because I want to play matchmaker. I learned a long time ago that people die if they are killed, so... What's up with the music in this scene? Ah! Nice. What are we gonna get? Yeah, but information... All of the people who've worked with them? Ooh. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah, I think you're relatively clear, dude. Hmm. But he's not that missing. Yeah, I don't think so. No, you did not. Okay, cool. Kids, please. Yeah, how deep do the roots go? Hmm. History must march forward. Okay. Hey! Speak of the devil. What's up there? What kind of people? Oh, is that lady? Oh, that's... Oh. Going after Lang. Lang is certainly greedy. Doubt it. Okay. All eyes on Lang then. What more? Hmm. Hmm. That's a familiar line. Yeah, extremely difficult to change. Sounds like Shenkop. Pretty much. It is indeed. You have to sacrifice your free will to ensure democracy. If you're a soldier. Yeah, you swip their berths. It could work. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. That's cool as fuck. Just something that can survive. What is it? What's in the letter? Royenthal goofed? How? What did he do? What did you do, Royenthal? Does it have to do with the woman? Specifically that one woman? I'm gonna go with a guess that it did. Oh boy. Okay, no preview. Boom. Nailed it. Alright. Cool dude. Mostly not things happening, but characters talking about what they should do in the future, which is totally cool. OP. And then let's just skim through this episode, see what we got. Just to see what makes me want to talk about stuff. Yeah, Reinhard wants to go back to the battlefield. Royenthal and Hilda are against that because reasons. Please appoint Mittermeier and myself, which he doesn't do. And that all leads to whatever happened with Royenthal. She gets deep into the tactical versus strategic thing. Yup. 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 Young's backed into a corner. We'll be able to defeat him. And we delay the outing. Expedition. Yeah, they're a little bit freaked out. Young questions them as to why they should have been prepared, but of course, it's a little bit freaky, you know? Recommend that you acknowledge the rule of them and grab whatever autonomy you can. He's saying we'll compromise. A lot of this episode is focused on this idea of compromising the ideals of democracy in order to, like, plant a seed that could grow into an actual good democracy in the future. And then along with that, there's this idea that to be a soldier, you have to give up something. You have to give up some of the protections of and rights of democracy for yourself in order to protect it for others. So there's this like sacrifice trade-off thing going on, which is great. Especially when it's colored by 2 episodes ago, Bukak's death, with exactly that at the core. And then there's this this other kind of interesting thing that he says here, that the gist of democracy is in the coexistence of diverse values. Whereas a lot of what we've seen of full alliance democracy consisted of fanatic, like, what would you say, elitism? Kind of. A fanatic belief that democracy is the only viable system, the only way to go, and that there's a moral duty to not compromising it. Yeah, if only he had, everything would have been carried out smoothly. But he sacrificed his ability to do that in order to be a soldier who protected the Alliance. Okay, so this was what I wanted to see. So he's prodding him. That's what I missed. I missed the first line of this. Yeah. If Yang had defeated Reinhardt at the Battle of Vermilion, everything would have gone smoothly. So it's really a shame. Yeah, he's poking him. He's basically saying everything up to this point is now your fault because you didn't do that. So this glare, this turn away. So this, you know, we don't see Yang get angry very often. We don't see Yangry super frequently. So that caught me. Yang himself should go grab political control. Yep, you are. One-track mind. Conscientious and responsible. We're in an emergency. We should take emergency measures. This cut is cool. This cut is really cool. Look how smooth that is. Whoosh. Some good stuff. Saying one thing and doing another. Yep. Another plan, give Bukak power over the government and then let Yang be a military ruler. It's a good idea. But Shogunai, yeah. Alright. Katarose comes in. Perfect. Yulian off kilter and he kind of follows her as she walks in. It's cute. Although I requested permission, you removed me from the list. Why'd you do that? Because you don't have any experience in close combat. But actually, it's because I didn't want a pretty girl swinging around a battle axe. But actually, it's because you're my daughter. But she knows that. No reason to question my field command. All right. And then he gives this as the answer. Life is too short to embrace a woman I don't love, which is to say yes. I also think a woman's life is too short to be embraced by a man she doesn't love. Fair enough. Thanks for giving me life. I'm glad that I exist, but I'm not going to treat you with any respect. Fuck you. Yep, thanks. Thanks for being straightforward with it. We get this moment where she sighs and then sort of looks up as she's walking, as though a great burden has been lifted from her, like she's been waiting to say that for a long time. I think that's great. Yeah. All right, so we're trying to come up with a catchphrase, and I'm hoping that they do at some point soon, and that would be cool. I don't think that Young being a part of the catchphrase is something that he would want, because it's not about him. He views himself as an instrument of democracy, as opposed to an actual ruler. Where Reinhard can be a figurehead for the Empire, because that's like his position, right? Young doesn't want to be a figurehead for democracy. He wants to be a fighter for democracy. So I don't think that would work. Viva democracy doesn't quite work. Yeah. Middle-aged scoundrel. Okay, so then Poplin goes and talks to him, and this leads to a couple of the best freaking lines in the episode, for sure. One of them, better yet, she didn't cost anything to raise. Free daughter. Out of nowhere. You should be prepared for it. Yeah, okay. Difficulties handling her emotions. She needs guidance from adults. This year should be memorialized because you actually said something cool. Another great line. And then the last one is, I demand one correction. You seem to be saying that I'm a middle-aged scoundrel, but I ain't middle-aged. Ooh! That is the super hot fire that I wanted from Shenkop. Absolutely. 100%. I love it. I love it a lot. All right. So Poplin and Katarosa have a talk. The only people who have any stability are Kazelnu's daughters, which is interesting to bring them up along with her, since she's being sort of groomed into the position of a love interest for Yulian, and Yulian is already sort of promised to one of Kazelnu's daughters. So that's an interesting little thing. She is much more like Yulian than Charlotte, I believe is her name, than Charlotte is. But basically everybody here has had a rough childhood. Now he's not telling her, like, get over it, life's hard, but he's like, you know, you're not alone. A lot of people are unhappy. And why do you bring up Yulian? Does Shenkop make a better example? He does. He makes a good example. But Yulian... we just want to keep bringing them up together. No matter how much you hate him, it's not like he'll live forever. But he's gone just like that. Yeah, poor Konev. Meaningless to make up with a gravestone, don't you think? Gotta do it before your dad's dead. She probably hates me. Aw. Aw, cute little Yulian's got his crush. Alright, chaos settles down. They investigate the disc. It's got this history of interplay between Hazan and the Earth Cult, the terrorists. And this indicates something that I had guessed a while ago, that the Earth Cult is nowhere near gone. I was just sort of guessing at that, but now that we're talking about it and characters in universe are starting to suspect that perhaps the Earth Cult is still around and still doing things, still scheming, that's a pretty good indicator. I'm going to say that's a pretty good indicator that they're going to be around for a little while. End up fighting. Rubinsky, we bring him up. They will scheme. Yeah, whether they were actually wiped out, doubt it. Okay, they fight. Seek support from among the free merchants. Konev go to Fazan. And then we have another chat between Yang and Yulian mostly. And most of it is Yang musing. Conspiracies or terrorism cannot reverse the flow of history. I don't know what he means by that, but they can stagnate it. They can make it stagnant. They can prevent change. We can't let them do that. So this is interesting because we've often been looking at Reinhard as the catalyst for changes to history. And Yang, even in this episode itself, I think it's a little bit later, he says Reinhard is succeeding in changing history, just not through democratic means. This is kind of interesting because Yang is pro history moving forward, but against Reinhard for two different things for two different reasons. That's interesting. That puts him in an interesting conundrum, I think. Okay, and that smoothly transitions us to Rubinsky. He says some stuff. So Odets. I don't actually remember who exactly Odets was. Whoops. Yeah, I just don't remember. My bad. I do know who Lang is. Lang. Yeah, Lang is. There was someone who wanted to believe the false rumors he was spreading around. You mean the man named Lang? Yes. The next target is him. Okay, so Lang, former head of secret police or whatever, is now next on the block for Rubinsky to try to turn or compromise in some way. And I don't think that'll be too hard given how baby ragey Lang has been the last couple of times that we've seen him. He's probably got some discontent that Rubinsky can sink his fingers into. So we'll keep an eye out for that. If we don't see the actual deal being done, then we'll just assume that whenever we see Lang next, that he's already been potentially been compromised. Greedy people are easy to manipulate, larger than normal ambition. Making Oberstein and Royenthal fight with one another in order to profit from their competition. Very fair. I'm flabbergasted. It's the dream of an idiot from the point of view of other people. And then this turns into a little bit of wordplay later. What kind of dreams do you have? A dream of an idiot from the point of view from other people. Yeah, I wonder if it did actually die out. Must be some movement. It's a threat not just in terms of military power. There's the exact line I was talking about. It's a threat because he's succeeding in changing history with power that is not democratic. And again, another line that sums up, it's like a thesis statement for half of the show at least. Autocracy is the most effective structure with which to carry out drastic changes. So how do you combat that from outside an autocratic system? Do you create a competing autocratic system? No. It's a conundrum. Democracy is a roundabout thing. Change is not quick. And people who are disenchanted will just say, give a good leader all the power. And then let it all happen. And they might just be getting the best possibility. Like, Reinhard, if you're going to have an autocratic leader, you want one who's competent, smart, willing to be good to the people under him, like, who wins. You want a Reinhard. He's the best you could ask for. Democracy is nothing but a faded bronze idol. So how do you get people to worship at it? Yeah, Yang is jumping around a lot with his thoughts. We're soldiers. Often Democracy is born from the muzzles of guns. But the military, despite engendering democracy, should never boast of its accomplishment, and it's not an unfair thing, because the gist of it lies in control by the people. Yep. People are the power. And democracy is the institutionalization of control of the power holders. Okay. And the military needs this control the most. Yep, exactly. They fight for the political structure that fundamentally denies them. The deep contradiction of a military democracy. And they must accept it. Be willing to go with it. The only thing that they can demand is a pension and paid leave. Yeah, there's more freedom for immense talent in an autocracy than a democracy. Some bitter irony, indeed. Oh, I misread this when we first saw this. If Reinhardt had been born in the Alliance, he might have become the second coming of Rudolph, a dangerous high flyer who destroyed democracy from within. And if Admiral Yang had been born in the Empire, it could have been you up on the chair. Yeah, it's not a useful speculation, but it is an interesting one. He knows he could have defeated him. Then he says, I didn't want to kill him. There's a fear there, a fear of slaying the golden catalyst of change, the golden idol. It's more than just Yang's respect for Reinhardt on an individual level, or even as a commander, or even as a leader, or even as a ruler. It's that Reinhardt is so uniquely brilliant, and not just in terms of his mental capacity, but in terms of his ability to shine on other people and shine on the galaxy, that to kill him there, well, it would have left Yang constantly regretting. Despite knowing that Reinhardt is the spearhead of autocracy, he's still the embodiment of change. That's something for me to sit and simmer on, is the value of change in this universe and how the different characters change or create change around them. It makes me want to read up again on flat character arcs. In fact, I'm going to do that right now, and I'll cut it if I end up just staring at the screen for too long. Flat character arc. Competent, committed protagonist who can transform the world around him. Yeah, okay. Flat arc is about a character who does not change. He already has the truth figured out at the beginning of the story and uses that to overcome various external tests. Will be confronted with tremendous opposition. He will at times be shaken. His commitment to the truth will be tested to the breaking point, but he will never waver from it. He will experience little inner conflict and will not change significantly as a person, although he may sometimes change externally. So the reason I wanted to go and look at the flat arc is because I was thinking, how well does Reinhardt and Yang to an extent fit that flat arc, the story of the static character, and I think it fits really well. I think it fits really well. Reinhardt, from the start of our story, is committed to this his deep truth, that grasping the galaxy is a worthwhile goal. And a couple of like corollary truths, like the golden bombs suck. All right, I'm gonna have to read up on that later because it's interesting stuff, and I want to try to bring more more formal knowledge into my discussions. You know, just expand my ability to speak about various things. The most brilliant existence, yeah. Couldn't help but feel scared by it. Another contradiction and a conflict. Get us some tea. Thanks, bro. And then this is a cool scene. Just because it's like, imagine people sitting around the table figuring out how they want to do visuals for this conversation, right? All right, what do we do to visually demonstrate this thing that Yang is talking about? Let's have him put his hand through a hologram because we can do that. Is it difficult to draw? Not exactly, but it's really cool. Like, look at it. It's really cool. I don't think he can stand the thought of someone else besides him making history. It's an interesting perspective on Reinhard, that he's jealous for change, jealous for the attention of the future. And we're just trying to build a humble embankment, just something where we can survive. One short path for Reinhard and a long road for us. What will God do? And then we have our cliffhanger. Reinhard made an oopsie. And it's a big oopsie. It's an oopsie poopsie. Uh-oh. Okay, interesting arc. Many things... not many things in motion, really, right now. Like, no fleets heading anywhere. Some plots being hatched, but not many being carried out. Kind of in a lull in terms of the action. And that means we're going to keep building toward new action. Cool. Big thing on my brain is, of course, what did Royenthal do? Well, you dumb dingus. What'd you do? What'd you do? So, I'm going to watch another episode. I'll see you there. Because I want to find out what Royenthal did. Peace.